Hi, my name is Onyx and I am a scientist, a beekeeper, as well as a filmmaker. And I'm currently working on a really exciting documentary film called Amrita. And this film follows three groups of women that span across the globe who are merging science and spirituality in their pursuit of conserving wild honeybees. I started this project 7 years ago after I discovered a very interesting story about the history of women in beekeeping. And what I learned is that in the ancient world, the bees were held as very sacred by pretty much every single culture on the planet. And not only that, they were often cared for by women who were also shamans. And when I say the word shaman, I really mean this ability to communicate with the non-human world, in this case, bees. So this was really fascinating for me, and it led me to ask the question, is this something that's still happening today? As I dove deeper into this research, I found several groups of women that were feeling called to approach the bees in this more reciprocal way. And I also learned that women are highly underrepresented in the field of beekeeping today, at a mere 32%. And so as our society is becoming more welcoming of women's voices and wanting to hear their perspectives, I feel it's important to me that women are the ones who are telling this story. When it comes to bees, honeybees have been one of the most widely studied insects of all time. But unfortunately, most of those studies have been performed in the context of industrial agriculture. And the problem with this is that's not how bees naturally live. When we look at how bees live in the wild, they live in hollow trees and complex forest ecosystems with lots of symbiotic relationships that are going on. And so when we take bees out of the trees and we put them in boxes and we manage them for things like pollination or honey production, they don't have the same behaviors that they have in their natural habitat, to the point where it almost looks like a totally different species. New research is showing that wild bees are actually healthier and that they have maintained their ability to adapt to challenges and to adapt to all the diseases and pests that our managed honeybee colonies are still really struggling with. And so for that reason, it's really important that we make a distinction between what is beekeeping and what is bee conservation, because to date that hasn't really been made. And conserving these wild bees is super, super important so that intelligence of how to adapt and evolve isn't lost. So one of my main aims with this film is to really highlight this conservation beekeeping approach and to really show what that can actually look like. We are currently in a time of environmental crisis. Our planet is going through major changes, and the bee is the perfect teacher to help us navigate this time of uncertainty. The bees have evolved for over 100 million years. They have survived mass extinctions, huge climate events. They know how to adapt, especially these wild bees. And so if we can just have the ability to slow down, come into relationship with the bees and observe how they are navigating and adapting, we can also learn how to adapt. In order to finish this film, I need your help. I'm currently seeking to fundraise $22,000. The money I'm asking for will help us finish our filming journey by getting us to Mexico, where we'll be filming a group of indigenous Mayan women in the Yucatan who are working to conserve our native honeybee to the Americas, the Melipona. The money will be used to cover our crew and travel expenses for the time of filming. Really, every dollar helps. So if you feel like you resonate with this story, you want to see it come to fruition, please support us in any way that you can, even if that just means sharing our fundraiser with your friends and family. That goes a long way, just having some visibility. So share it far and wide, donate if you can, and thank you so much for your support.